Hey everyone, I'm Christina. Welcome back. Today I would like to share a list of things that I do that I feel really can help people with the diagnosis of bipolar disorder to manage and deal with it better. Now, all this being said, I've had bipolar disorder for many, many years, and I've tried pretty much every method, no, probably more, but I've tried, ignoring it. I have tried self medicating through alcohol or drugs. I've tried going off medicine. I have tried homeopathic medicine, and I've tried, you name it, I've tried it. But let me tell you this, the bottom line is it is a serious illness that you really need to take seriously. And medication is the best step. So, that being said, I really find that the best defense is a strong offense. And for me, there's some things that have really helped me daily that I do. So, number one is exercise. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for those of us with bipolar. It's important for everyone, but exercise is a really, really important thing for us. Now, you don't have to run a 5K or whatever every day. It's whatever exercise you can do, but you set a schedule where, daily you're going to do some exercise. It has really therapeutic benefits and it's very important. Now, another thing, if you can also manage to exercise in sunlight, that's even better. I believe, of course, it's not going to be possible everywhere, but certain individuals, myself included, tend to have more symptoms and episodes during the darker winter months. And sunshine is really an important thing. So that's number one. Number two, it should be obvious, and you probably learn this on videos here or from your doctor, but a sleep schedule and sticking to a good sleep schedule is so important. Now, normal people need, sleep schedules, but a person with bipolar really needs a sleep schedule. And it's not just the amount of time, but it's making sure, that, for instance, don't go to bed too early because, you might end up waking up or something. It's just setting a schedule where, you make an effort to have X amount of hours every night to sleep, and also a wake schedule where, you wake up, be it with an alarm or if you wake up on your own, but having a schedule that you control is very helpful. A thing that I developed with myself that has been really therapeutic for me is a gratitude list, or a kind of what I call a pat on the back for myself list. And that is to just keep a notebook, and when you wake up, or maybe when you go to sleep or during the day, whatever, put down at least one item that you're grateful for, or an item that you did well that day. It can be anything, and it will change and evolve. But these are really important things for us to do, because a lot of the time the illness has a way of making us feel helpless and useless. So that would be the third thing. Now, the next thing you can do that I feel is really, really important is building an open and honest relationship with your doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist usually, but build an honest relationship. And the reason I stress that so much is that your medication and result outcome is dependent not just on the doctor, but it's on you working with the doctor. And the doctors will work with you. If there's a medicine that is not agreeing with you, let your doctor know. Be honest about the symptoms, your experience, because having that open, honest relationship, in my experience, yields a much more successful outcome. The next thing is learn to give yourself some credit and praise yourself. This is a serious illness. It's no joke. And, though, it's easy to kind of get into a pity party or a drama scene of having the illness, it's important that you just accept you have it, but let yourself know that, wow, I have this tough illness, but I'm dealing with it. And that's what I choose. The next thing would be give negative thoughts and emotions, if you have them, being on medicine, but let's say, you're starting to have racing thoughts or negative thoughts, put them on a schedule and tell yourself that when I have these thoughts, I'm going to allow them to come at a certain time of the day, and that's it. And I know it sounds really too simple, but it really does begin to work if you put it into action. And it kind of just retrains your brain to kind of get in sync with what you want and not just what the illness is capable of. Obviously, a healthy diet is important for everyone, but those of us with bipolar, it's very important. So have a healthy, balanced diet, avoid too much caffeine, too much sugar, and definitely alcohol and other drugs, or even medications that may interact with your own medication for bipolar. And this would include, mixing even homeopathic medicines with your bipolar medication. That can be very detrimental. So be very careful about sticking to a medication schedule. Doesn't mean you can't take vitamins, no. But it just means be cautious of adding something that may possibly interfere badly with your own medicine. Make a trigger notebook. When I say this, there are so many different things in my own life that are triggers, and I know what they are, but different triggers develop all the time. And if we, kind of make a notebook, and what this basically does is it's learning to study our own brains, and you have to learn how to do that. And a way of doing that is putting in a notebook of things that have triggered you, have made you feel like you were out of sync, out of balance. Doesn't have to be, that you go into a full-blown manic or depressive episode. It just means that it triggers a response in you that is negative. So putting down a trigger notebook and then doing your best to avoid those triggers. It's not always possible, but you'll find that through life, there's going to be a lot of triggers that will set, off a negative action or reaction. And by managing the triggers that you do have control of, it's staying a step ahead, of your illness. Lastly, be proactive. And when you notice that you have a change in mood or you feel something coming on, And it can be mania, it can be a mixed episode, it can be depression. But for me, and I have mixed state and rapid cycling, but since have been on my medication so steadily for the past 5 years, I do not rapid cycle right now, which is, really awesome. I still do have mild episodes, and stress is a major trigger for me, but for myself, when I find myself in an extra stressful situation, I pay close attention and I have it in my head that, okay, this is stress, I need to pay attention. And that means that, if you suddenly feel yourself starting to swing either way, take notice of it. And this is where being honest with your doctor is really important. In my case, because I have such a great relationship with my psychiatrist, and I see my psychiatrist once a month. I'm kind of an extreme case, but we've done a really good job of managing it and keeping my episodes to a minimum. But part of our success is the fact that as soon as I feel anything coming on or any changes, I tell him. And sometimes your doctor, and myself, it happens, but I'm speaking generally, your doctor, may want to tweak your medicines a little bit, and be a little more, dealing with preventing a manic episode or preventing a major depressive episode. For me, it's always usually in latter years dealing with a manic episode, and those can be very serious for me. But they do have, I do have warning signals, and I've learned how to really pay attention to them. And usually a stressor will possibly put me into a mixed state of, just feeling like really all of a sudden, I'll just feel different. And because I have dealt with this so long, I know that, I have to react to it. And my doctor and I have, a medication that we add. In my case, it is the addition of an antipsychotic to help with the lithium. Lithium keeps my mood stable. It helps with my mania, of course, but it can't always do enough on its own, and will often, it needs help from other medications. So that's important. So basically, the whole taking charge of your life, it's really important because it gives those of us with bipolar a sense of empowerment, and a sense of success where, pretty soon, you'll get to this point where you're like, yeah, I have a really, serious illness, but I'm dealing with it and I'm going to beat it. And, when I say beat it, I mean, successfully manage it and not let it destroy your life and the lives of those around you. So I hope you found these steps helpful. If there are things that you could share, that I would love to hear them. I'm always open to many things. The only thing I know I'm not open to is going off my medication, because I know the results that brings. But other than that, I find that it's a learning process. Never give up on learning, and keep the study with yourself. Become an expert at your emotions. It's possible, it's doable, and it will improve your life. So I hope these are helpful for you. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like and leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Thank you.